Friday on Home and Family, actress Busy Phillips from HBO's Vice Principals is here. And NFL star Trevor Pryce talks about his Netflix animated series, Kulipari. That's Friday, right here on Home and Family. Welcome back, everybody. Kristin Smith is here to discuss a topic that so many of us working mothers face. It's a topic that she just wrote about in her new blog, in her magazine, and it's discussing working moms versus stay-at-home moms. Also joining us is Kim Douglas and Orly Shani. We all know, I don't think there's one of us sitting here on the set, including you, not just working moms, working dads, that does not understand what it means to be a working mom and the guilt and the stress that goes along with that. I know that firsthand. I know you guys all know it firsthand. Yeah. You, Kristin, are going to know it doubly here in a second. Why was this something you wanted to write about?
Well, I'm so passionate about this topic, so I'm so happy all our moms are here and dad. And I wrote this blog called Finding Myself in Motherhood, you guys, because that's exactly what I've been doing for the past year. So you guys know my story. A lot of people don't, but I chose to walk away from a decade-long career as a morning news anchor that I had really worked really hard to build. Since I was 22 years old, I'd anchored 5 hours of live TV every day, 5 days a week, and all the promotional rollouts that go along with that. And I chose to walk away to be a mostly stay-at-home mom.
Never knowing if
I'm
you
here.
can get back to that platform again. You know,
right, not knowing.
Yeah.
And so I had to answer a lot of questions that I wasn't prepared to at the time. And those questions were, who am I without my title, first of all, that I had had since I was early 20s? What is life going to be like with a sizable pay cut? Because that is real. Yeah. And then also, what's it going to be like walking away from a job that I'm good at, because you work really hard to be good at something, and a lot of validation comes along with that. And honestly, the blog is about, through answering these questions, I've really become the person you're looking at right now, who I believe is my best self. Yeah. So that's what it's all about.
So first of all, yes, that deserves an applause because you walk away from almost your identity to walk into a world, because you know, you're like, I'm excited to be a mom, but am I going to be really good at being a mom or a dad? And speaking of moms, your mom had a big influence on you, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I came from a family that both of my parents worked. So I think I really developed my strong work ethic from my family, from my mom. Since the time I was 2 months old, I was in the salon. My mom was a hairstylist, so she brought my bassinet there. So I always say I was raised by a bunch of chatty Cathys in a salon. We're like, look at that baby. It's no wonder I learned to talk so well. But besides that, I mean, I always saw her as a very strong woman, an independent woman who, if something god-awful were to happen, if something had happened to my father, she would have been able to support us. And she instilled in me that it was very important for a woman to be able to stand on her own 2 feet and support herself. But she was also a great mom. She was there for all kinds of things. She picked me up after school. But it didn't mean that she doesn't have guilt. And she still says to me today, it's made me cry. She said, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to be at home with you as much as I was with the other 2. And I said, Mom, it's okay, but I understand now because I feel the same.
Well, let me ask.
There's a lot of judgment.
There's a lot. Let me ask, because Orly, you've little ones, okay? And I know Kristen's about to get the other
2 babies.
One that's going to 2 babies. How do you feel about the caregiver and their role? Do you feel threatened at all by them? Do you feel as if you're not
You know, it's interesting. I don't feel threatened by, we have a wonderful woman named Anna who watches both kids, and I don't feel threatened by her and their relationship, in large part because my parents both worked full-time and we had someone help take care of us. And so I know that my relationship with my mom never felt threatened, and so I assume that my kids don't feel that they're losing anything. When I do feel guilty, though, is, you know, when I get home, and let's say I'm on the show again tomorrow, there's a million emails coming in prepping for the show tomorrow. And now I'm home finally, and I should be home and focused, and I'm sitting on the computer and I'm answering emails, and Connor's saying something, I'm like, oh buddy, that's so funny. And I'm like, and then my heart just snaps in half. And I'm like, oh, close the computer. I need to be present when I am home, because otherwise, what am I doing, you know?
Well, Kim, go ahead.
You know, I totally get that, Orly, but I also think that as women, we need to be so supportive of each other rather than criticizing each other. And there's a lot of areas where there's judgment on the blogs and in the social media. I remember one time I said, because I had been raised in Michigan on the show, that I hadn't taken Hunter to the snow. Do you know that I got 2 weeks worth of hate mail saying I was the most horrible mother that's ever walked the earth? because I didn't take him to the snow. I think sometimes moms can be so judgmental
Of each other.
Of each other.
Well, do you feel like because you've worked part-time up until what, Hunter was driving?
16.
16,
I
yeah.
made a pact with myself.
That
and
you
I
would be there as much as you could, but still, you missed milestones along the way?
Yes, I did, and much like Kristin said, I was a news anchor, and those jobs are hard to come by.
Yeah.
So when you have to say no to them, or I'll just be not under contract, but a freelancer, you're taking a big risk on so many levels. And I missed a couple of things because I was freelancing and ended up having to be at a job.
Yeah, but it's so interesting, like the way that I feel other women feel it's okay. Everyone's entitled to your opinion, have your opinion.
Yep.
That's okay. But to be able to talk about how I should run my life or how I should raise my child, and you say something in your blog which really struck me, Kristin. You say, no one gets to judge your choices unless you let them.
Unless you let them. And
Wow.
this is so important. And I think that's a message that I want to, send to as many women, as many parents as possible, because it seriously makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me want to cry when I read this stuff online. Stay-at-home mom versus working mom, because we're all on the same team. And if I had a challenge for moms watching, I would say refuse to be in the debate, back away from the debate, and refuse to look down on the other side, because there's no other side. We're all on the same team. We're in this together, and I'm doing what's right for me, you're doing what's right for you, and they're both right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's my challenge.
It's a win-win. Trust me.
win-win.
No, it absolutely
Thank you.
is.
I
You
love
took
you,
on a big
Kristin.
subject, and
Yes.
I
This could be a
applaud that.
whole show.
No more guilt.
More information, you can check out Kristin's newest blog. It is in her magazine. It is available online. Check it out. We're going to come right back. Let's get this off our mind and let's think about vacation, getting away for Labor Day. Travel expert Francesca Page is going to help us out.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you some great tips for last-minute Labor Day getaways, so stay tuned.